Welcome to RoyDrive, everyone. I just moved to a different state, and in this particular state, hurricanes are a potential problem. And I want to make sure if I lose electricity, that I have a backup generator available. And I've decided to purchase this Westinghouse. As you can see here, I've decided this one is the best, and we're about to find out if it's in fact satisfactory or above satisfaction, and if in fact it is the best. So let's take a look. First impression I have about this generator is the quality. So let's begin. Now I've taken the generator out of the box already, but I want to show you what the box looks like in terms of the quality in the box. They give you this user manual, and the user manual is extremely well done, meaning that you can see, you can read it properly. You don't need glasses. It's not very small. The prints are very legible, and it is in Spanish, English, and French. And this is a joy to see. Also, this user manual gives you a schematic of the layout of the generator, so that you don't have to guess how it fits together. So if your car was made like this, you would know exactly how your car works, and you would not have to go to the dealership to find out exactly how your car works. So just paging through real quickly here for you. Here's a schematic, all blown up, and it gives you a list of all the parts in case something fails, how you can order the parts, which is very appreciated. As I'm starting to do this video, it's beginning to rain, so I may have to pause the video and come back again. Let's continue. It has rained and hasn't really stopped, but we're inside. I wanted to show you this schematic of this generator I purchased. Of course, is the iGen2200C by Westinghouse. User manual here. Very, very informative. Now, before I go outside, I want to show you what comes in the box, because the generator is supposed to be prepped outside and fueled. And here we have oil. This is SAE 10W30, and this comes in the box. And also in the box we're going to find some tools. We have tools here. Looks for spark plugs, it looks like to me. Not sure what this one is, but we're going to find out shortly. I think it's used for turning the spark plugs. So you insert this in here and you can turn it more easily. So that's what that's for. And let's put this back in. It's kind of difficult to do this with one hand. We also have a funnel, and this looks like it's for the oil, which is here. So we're going to put that in shortly. So let's keep those handy and prepare to use them. I'm going to go outside here. There's nothing else in the box. Oh, there's one more item. This is a screwdriver. It's a Phillips, typical screwdriver. It could be this one that they provide to you or your own. Looks like it's the same Phillips. Inside of the box, the generator came wrapped in this plastic bag, which I really appreciate, because the quality is quite good, but to make sure in case it didn't get wet or some oil might have leaked out from the factory, it was protected by this plastic bag, which I really thought was very heads up on their part. Inside the box you can see the generator came with these foam protectors in case it was to be dropped or something fell on it, to protect the generator, including the box, which is very durable. And I really appreciate seeing this kind of quality, which I would absolutely love to see in my car that I have. if that had been the case. So I expect this generator to be awesome. So I'm going to pause the video and then put this generator outside. So here we are on the outside looking at the generator. It is currently raining, drizzling just a bit, which is a perfect way for testing this generator. You might notice, in case it was to get wet, it has this protector for the AC adapters. We have on, we have choke, and we have off, and the system lights, and we do have USB plugs, and they are protected from being wet, including the switch for eco mode. Everything is covered and protected in case it got splashed with water. I imagine it's not waterproof because air has to go in and out. Now let's turn the generator over. Now looking at the bottom, you can see these legs here. They are actually like tires. Somebody spent a lot of time thinking about them because if it was wet, they can displace water and they sit very well on a flat surface without sliding. They're very flexible, just like your tires on your car. This is what I call quality, which I really do appreciate. Now the generator is turned on its side. Yes, I don't mind if it gets scratched a little bit. That's okay. I don't think it will. So this is the top of the generator here. The side. I'm going to open this shortly, and the back. This is the muffler, and it does say point away when it is started so that you don't suffer carbon monoxide poisoning. And the gas cap. The gas cap is really good quality. It's solid built. And it does have a filter inside, which is nothing. I did not expect to see that. The fuel does come filtered already from the gas station because they filter their own. But seeing the filter inside of the fuel neck here is just very appreciative. Here it does have a vent on or off, so the vapors don't build up inside. So I'm going to leave this off because I'm going to put fuel in there shortly. So I'm going to need oil and fuel. Here is the access to the spark plugs. Spark plugs down there, which means you don't have to take off this huge cover to access the spark plug in case you had to change it out. You simply pull this cable up, or in case you want to store the generator for a while, you simply pull this up and remove it for storage purposes. At this time, let's get the tools. Okay, at this point I'm going to begin to add fuel and oil to this generator. The generator, I believe, is tested at the factory, so there should be some residual, some oil already inside. But it's also a good idea in case somebody was to start the generator without first making sure that they read the instructions and put oil inside the engine, which could ruin the generator. So it is kind of drizzling here and I'm getting wet, but you know what? Whenever this kind of situation is necessary, you're going to have a case where it's going to be raining and you've lost power, or there's a storm and you've lost power, and you're going to find yourself involved in this activity. So therefore, let's get prepped. So there are two screws that I have to undo, and I think this is like an engine cover for your car, so it should go on and go off the same way. So by pulling on this tab, I'm just going to pull, and it really should come loose. As you can see. Now looking inside here, there's some foam for sound deadening, which is once again my idea of what good quality really is. It's plastic in most parts of it, but it's a solid plastic. Now, so we can get this done really quickly here. We have your oil access to the oil here, and it's going to be our outfit for the oil here. I'm going to screw this in. Actually, it does screw in quite well. It is threaded, so I'm going to screw that in and get the oil. And here I'm just gonna pour the oil in this funnel that they provided, and then check it on the dipstick, see how much we have. Now, given this container here, I think I could pour the entire content in there, because Westinghouse did such a good job in building this generator that I am sure that they figured this entire content should fit in there. Now, I just spilled some of it on top of the engine cover here, which I should get off before I cover it back up. And this is the entire content of the bottle. And once again, this is 10W30 oil. And unscrew the funnel. And looking at the oil level, it's just coming out just a little overfill, but guess what, it's running so that they provided this little area, so if you overfill it, it doesn't go into the generator, which is once again a very good idea. Now I'm going to get some paper towel and clean that up, and I'll be right back. So here we are, we have finished putting our oil in. So we'll cover that up and clean up any mess we made. And to put the cover back in, same as your engine cover, just lean the bottom portion in first. Let's see here how this goes. It does have some little holes down there to put them in, and then you're going to press and just give it a little push at the top, and it should slide back in. And that's all it takes to put your oil inside of your Westinghouse iGen2200C. Next phase is going to be to add fuel. The lens on the camera is getting kind of wet, so I'm going to take a pause and clean it off. Our next step here is to add oil to the generator. Fuel to the generator. I just added the oil. And to recognize before we add the fuel and start it up, that once again this is your on and off switch. So this is the on run position. This is the choke position here. It's currently in the off position, and according to the instructions, when I start the generator for the first time, since there's no fuel in the carburetor, I really should have it in the choke position. Having said the word carburetor, it's comparable to your fuel injectors on your car, except on a generator this size, fuel injectors require that it runs computer systems to and high pressure fuel injectors to get the fuel into the ignition system, and that adds complexity. A carburetor is quite simple, and it doesn't require computer systems to control expensive and very high pressure injectors. So I think that's why they use carburetors in these generators, and I think might be more reliable as well. Now let's get our fuels into the generator. I'm going to be using a funnel here, and let's put you down for a second while I get set up to add the fuel. Okay, let's add the fuel. A little bit of spill. I recommend you have something ready to clean up the fuel, because in case you spill something, which is very likely, like I'm doing a little bit here, it's best to be prepared. I'm not going to fill it up, I just want to get it running just a bit. I think the generator is supposed to run for a while before you actually get ready to use it, and you should not exceed, I think, 800 amps of draw. But I'm not going to put a load on it, plug anything in. I'm just going to just start it up and see if it works. So here I've added some fuel on here, and I'm going to start it up and see if it works. Cover this up. And in case you're ready, clean up any mess you made from putting the fuel inside. I think it's just best, because if I can make a mess, and others can do the same. And right now the fuel cap is in the off position for the vent. This is how you start the generator. This is like you're turning the key on your car to start your car, except it requires a pull, so you can turn over the crankshaft or the flywheel, because it does not have electronic ignition, which is on a car makes things seem simple, but in a device like this, cost is important. So this keeps your cost down, and also the size and weight of the generator down. So at this point we have our fuel, we have our oil, and it's in the choke position. I'm going to start it up. Sorry about that, but it's hard to do this by myself. And I'm trying, but I don't want the camera to fall. Okay, there we go. Let's start it up. So at this point, the muffler is pointed away as according to the instructions. And I'm just going to pull on this. See how many times it takes for it to crank. It is in the choke position. Let's give it a try. It started in the first pull. I can't believe it. It started in the first pull. And it is super quiet. I think it died because I didn't put it back in the run position. So I left it in choke. So let's put it in run position and start up one more time. That was neat. Very, very quiet. So now it's in the run position, it's out of choke. It started in the very first pull. And it is running very smoothly. I am super surprised, but like I said, the quality of this generator is really good, so I'm not surprised. So right now it's not in echo mode, but the decibel level is pretty good. I have no problem focusing on anything else. That's the back of the generator. It's a bit louder back here because the muffler's back here. Now, in case you wanted to carry this generator, it really supposed to be about 35 up 39 pounds, 40 pounds. It really is. And with that one handle, it feels heavier than it looks, but it can be done. It's quite easy. Now, being as running, I'm going to check the choke position. Actually, this is for the echo mode. That is echo mode you hear, and it's so quiet. It started on the first pull. Now here the green light is on, which means I can add components to the back, add a load, plug things in. I'm not going to do that because that's quite simple. Just plug in what you want, right there, or USB. But I'm going to let it run for about an hour or so to break it in. Once again, it's important to read the instructions so you know when to change the oil. While I'm breaking the generator in, I've hooked up a fan in case I put the generator kind of close to my wall. It's on the outdoors, lots of space. There's a sign here actually. Let's see if you can see this sign. It comes with the generator. But I hook up a fan to make sure that all the possible gas and fumes go in the direction I don't want it to go. That I want it to go, at least in this case, which is away from myself, the building, and the generator. So it's currently in its warm-up phase, or its break-in phase. There's some scratch on the side. I did turn the generator over, which caused it to scratch. I'm not worried about that. This is the quality of the generator is well appreciated, and a scratch like that is not an issue. So, just an idea. If you want to utilize this method, to use a fan to make sure that the gas is pushed away in the direction of the nozzle of the exhaust, so that you won't have any potential problem with carbon monoxide buildup. Still breaking it in. All is well. So with that, I thank you for your time. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I want to thank Westinghouse for making this purchaser a very happy customer with the iGen2200C. Goodbye for now.